Hey, I'm Rainbow. We're gonna do lean and relax yoga. So you might wanna have a pillow for comfort. You could have one or two, or you can also use blankets. We're gonna start in an easy, just a cross-legged position. So opposite foot under opposite knee, okay? And I also like to bring the flesh of my seat back to really feel grounded. It's all about coming down, and we'll do some poses that will help our reverse gravity and just help us lean out and calm down. So start by just folding forward, making sure that your sit bones don't come up as you fold forward. So slowly just walk forward, find what feels comfortable. I have to usually just press down before I go forward, and then maybe come onto your elbows. Let's just breathe comfortably. Try not to hold any tension in the neck, but relax. And take a few breaths here. And just notice, like, is it road rage? Is it something that didn't happen the way you wanted it today? And just for right now, let it all go into this area on your mat. Stress helps us hold on to weight, hold on to tension, creates wrinkles, and brings us away from what we really want. So switching the crossing of the legs, we'll fold forward and do the other side and just let it all go. As I inhale, I look for space. As I exhale, I drop down and I find grace. And just notice, is it in your back? Is it in your hips? Is it in your knees? Maybe it's in your neck. See if you can return to your breath and smooth out your body by smoothing out your breath. Good. And then we'll inhale, come on up. I'm going to not practice on the pillow for these next few, but you're absolutely welcome to, especially if you notice your back is rounding a lot. So starting in just Dandasana, you're going to bring the flesh of the seat again back. So if you're not rooting down, it's hard to stand up tall. So start here, lifting the chest. And even this could be a forward bend. Try not to let the vertebrae stick out. And then we'll bring one of the legs back and in, open this inner thigh, which is also home to a lot of coagulated tension. And then you'll twist over the straight leg and fold forward. So you might be on your blankets. You could use a strap here or a towel. Eventually, you'll be able to clasp hold of one of the hands. But it's not a competitive sport. It's really about embracing your edge. Where does it feel tight and stuck, and how can you breathe into it? So I'm talking, but you're over there breathing. Then we'll inhale, come up, and we'll twist towards the opposite side, revolving and lengthening the torso, wringing out any congestion in the other direction, freeing the neck and the ears. Just allow it to feel good. Sometimes I look up, sometimes I look down. Where is the tension? Breathe into it. And then we'll inhale, come on up, and just bring that leg so that the heel is lined up with the sit bone. Good. And then moving around this leg, this also helps massage the organs and releases this bottom hamstring. You go ahead and bring your hand as far forward as you can. And then eventually your hand will come back behind the leg. Inhale, lead with the chest. Exhale, fold. Bring the chest towards the shin. So these poses might seem simple, but the more we relax into our bodies, you might notice that the food choices that you eat after this are healthier, clearer, even calmer, so we're not overeating. But just continue to return to your breath. What's in our way is our way. We go down to come up, in to go out, and back to go forward. So we'll move up and just bend this knee back behind you, sitting up tall. So you might need to sit on your blankets here, but this is one of my favorite postures ever, is just to gently come onto your elbows. This femur bone, for most of us, rides into the front of the leg, and it congests the torso and the psoas, and it leads to injuries as well as SI issues. So I love to do this pose. Eventually, you'll be able to just lie down on your back, but I won't do that for long. And then we'll inhale, come on up, and we'll switch to the second side, the easy side. So we'll start with Jani Shirsasana. And you're gonna feel this in the hamstrings, the hips, all of those areas take part in congesting or lengthening and beautifying the body. So twisting, whatever variation is right for you today, to embrace and breathe into the edge. Good. Okay, and then we will twist towards the open side. Bring your hand maybe back to the thigh. You could also just bring it up to the neck and release any tension in the occipital. So stress has 70,000 some contraindications. It creates disease, creates weight gain, creates wrinkles, creates sluggishness in our jobs, our lives, and really everything else. So here we're relaxing the stress. Whatever we feel, is it in the shoulders? It is in the throat? Is it in the tongue? Let it go. We'll go ahead and bring the foot in alignment with that thigh. Reach forward, get length through the spine, and then wrap your arm maybe around that leg. Inhale for length, and exhale, draw down. And just make sure that you're grounding down to go up, in to go out, and back to go forward. Enjoy the breath. Smooth out the body by smoothing out the breath. And then my favorite pose, this is really, really good if you've been on planes, if you've been in high heels, if you've been driving for too long. Just allow your femur bones to settle down, your pelvis to get squared towards the ground, and then release back, maybe onto your elbows. So if you feel sharp pain, of course, just stay in seated. Don't go any further. If it's calm and if it feels good, you can come all the way to lying on your back. And this also helps release, the psoas will create excess belly weight because you get tight right here. So just release the psoas. It connects up all the way from the quadricep right underneath the diaphragm. Let's take one more breath. And we'll go ahead and come up to seated. Okay, so we're gonna come to bridge pose, one of my favorite postures. If you're holding on to too much tension in the belly or the shoulders, it's going to affect your entire mood, but also the way you hold yourself. So just go ahead and inhale, lift the hips, and strengthen the legs here. So inner thighs move down, tailbone moves towards the heels. Interlace the fingers underneath the back. Don't turn your head as much as I am right now. You can look straight up, and then you're going to exhale and release onto your arms. So you bring your shoulders where they're supposed to be on your body. And go ahead and look to the right, lengthening the tension in the neck, the jaw. Enjoy the breath. Get heavy through the spine. Good. Let's take one more breath. Oh, I love these. They feel so good. Breathe into whatever feels stuck. And we'll switch sides. And 5, inhale, come back to center. So you're gonna lift your hips. Make sure you're just looking up towards the ceiling. Lift your hips and bring your hands to your hips. So even this is a slight inversion. An inversion means where other parts of your body are above your heart. So you're reversing gravity. You're also losing weight here and leaning out. I like to keep my hands underneath my sacrum and just bring one leg all the way to the sky. Flex the foot to release the hamstring and just allow any tension through the leg to release back to the heart so it can get recirculated out of the body. Let's do little circles with the ankle. Any extra water weight that could be in our ankles, our knees, or our joints. You want to allow it to all release. And then release, and we'll switch sides. And then eventually you'll work up to the point where both legs will come to the ground, or both legs will come to the sky, but I'm supporting my hips with my hands. Reversing gravity, losing weight, and calming the mind. So go ahead and come into a seated position. And just feel for a moment where we started, how easy and simple it can be to align our bodies, our minds, and visualize our bodies lean, slim, calm, and sexy.